Yes, ma'am.
I have a bunch of questions. Number one, you know, I was thinking about that chigger problem that you were talking about. And saying to my husband, if we were going to, we have a very little non-native turf. It's zoysia. I think actually our chigger problem is bigger where we put mulch.
No.
But I was wondering about, changing out the zoysia, since a lot of it died when we stopped using so much aerobic septic. We had fewer people in the house, a lot of it died. So now I'm wondering about putting in St. Augustine, replacing that with St. Augustine.
You have to water, but St. Augustine will never have chiggers. But you stop watering, it's going to die.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm related to the apes, Barbara. Come on.
if we
You got to have some comfrey too. Comfrey works better to take that itch out than anything else. You crush up a leaf and rub it on, stops the itch.
Sure, we can do
Takes the
comfrey.
pain
We
out
use
of
sulfur in our shoes.
Oh, I grew up doing that, going to my grandfather's farm.
Does it work?
Comfrey.
We didn't have any girlfriends, but we didn't have any chiggers either.
Exactly. Sprinkler heads, pop-up or stand-up? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter. For areas that you have, you know, ground covers and other things, the stand-up are better. In a lawn, somebody's going to mow over, pop-ups are better. But I like the water sprayed a little higher up because, you know, it's just you get dense shrubbery, the water doesn't go anywhere.
Okay. A second thing is, we had down metal edging, and where the aerobic septic hit it, it rusted. Not surprising, I mean, because we do have water softener system on that. Okay, so we bought rubber. Does that seem reasonable?
As long as you don't hit it with a mower or the weed eater.
Okay.
And stop using sodium chloride in your water softener. Go with potassium chloride.
We're using potassium chloride in the water softener. Before I understood about railroad ties, we put railroad ties all around the edge of our vegetable garden.
That's not a problem.
It's not. Okay.
No, there's so little creosote in there to begin with, and creosote is not taken up by the plants, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Oh, okay. All right. That's it. Yeah, it's not going to sleep at night now.
Vegetables.
We are. Oh, sorry.
Guttering. Do you have somebody that? I mean, we'd eventually like to do a rainwater catchment system if we stay. Do you have somebody you recommend?
Rain away seamless gutters. Talk to Cheyenne or Billy Marie.
Or Billy Marie.
Would that be
Nice
B-I-double-L-Y-E or something like
I
that?
think it's IE.
That's what I put. Okay.
You're good country folks, but somebody sent me a list of, it's come from some Mensa society, and it was new definitions for different words. And I think one of them was reincarnation. That's dying and coming back as a hillbilly. My favorite, though, if you'll excuse the language, was an ignoramus. That's a person who's not only an idiot, but an asshole, too. Anyway, there's a long list of these things. They were quite clever. Yes, ma'am. Is that all your questions?
That's the majority of my questions.
And your weed, Barbara?
Oh, it's not a weed. It's a shrub. I'm sure I planted it. I don't know what it is. It was red and white when it bloomed. At the moment, it's about as tall as you are, and about the same breadth. It's deciduous.
I suspect it's a monarda of some sort, but I don't know that one. You might ask Donna if she does.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Nut grass. How do I get rid of it?
Molasses and water. Half a cup of molasses to a gallon of water. Water it with that. Do it again 2 weeks later, and that grass will be rotted away within a month's time.
And it won't hurt anything else.
As long as you don't go over that half a cup per gallon, it shouldn't hurt
Half
most
a
other
cup
things.
of molasses,
Per gallon of
unsulfured
water.
molasses per
And
gallon of
you've
water.
proven that now with your test bit.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Will that
okay.
take care of this in by St. Augustine?
dig that one out.
Oh, this is a little sensitive mimosa. Mow your St. Augustine higher and fertilize it more. St. Augustine will choke this out, but there's no spray that will kill this, and I don't know of anything that'll make it rot away. As your St. Augustine gets denser, it will push this up to the surface where it gets mowed off.
Yeah, I've got my St. Augustine, I'm cutting at the highest level, my lawnmower will go down.
Fertilize, 4 times a year. It'll get so thick, it'll push this
Okay,
out.
that brings me to my other question about your, I've been using Hastrogrow, more as a foliar, but the other one,
I like the granular better.
Really?
I'm sorry, but I use a lot of Hastrogrow. But that growing green, the granular stuff, is the best fertilizer I've ever used. There's going to be something better out in about 6 weeks, but right now that's the best stuff growing.
Okay.
The stuff
What's
that's coming
coming
out is going to be that stuff with some extra green sand and things added to it. And it's going to be sold under the name of Landscape Essentials, under the Shades of Green brand, and it'll be the best fertilizer I've ever seen. But it's just a little improved form of this that they're going to start making directly for us. That's what we do. We find something that's great, we go say, how can we make it better? And so that's hopefully going to be out in about 6 weeks. I talked to the owner of Medina yesterday about it.
And one other quick question. I've got cantaloupes and watermelons. They'll get about that big. They'll turn yellow and then black and drop off.
Not getting good pollination.
Really?
Yeah, you need to get more bees in there. Make a mixture of honey and water, about 1 part honey, 4 parts water. Just put saucers out, put a sponge in it so the bees can get to it. Your flowers aren't getting pollinated.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
We brought some knockout roses back from Missouri. They're yellow. And two of them, there were 3. 2 are doing great. The third one is wilting. It's getting enough water. I mean,
It may have dried out in transit, so to speak. If a rose dries out one time, it's tough to bring it back. Yellowing, if it's overall yellowing, it's a water issue.
No, it's not yellow. It's a yellow knockout.
Oh, yellow.
Yellow knockout.
Never heard of a yellow knockout. Oh,
That's the only place I've seen it.
yeah. My favorite yellow rose is relatively new and called Julia Child. It's a kind of a almost butterscotch. That's the most free-blooming, prolific, non-fading yellow rose I've ever seen. The yellow rose that most people are pushing around here goes by 2 names, either Nacogdoches or Grandma's Yellow, and it's about as yellow as your book there. But boy, it fades. The Julia Child is, I've not seen a yellow knockout.
The other question is, we have a crepe myrtle, and it's probably 2 or 3 years old, and it's maybe this high, and it just looks terrible. I don't know.
How often do you water it?
Well, once a week, at least with the sprinkler system.
Sprinkler's not enough water.
Okay.
Sprinklers are made to water grass, and it is so dry. You dig down, the soil can be moist on the surface. I've been digging some post holes lately. You get down about 6 inches and you get perfectly dry soil underneath. I've got a pecan tree about this big around that's probably dead. And I've got a creek that goes dry periodically, but it never stays dry for more than a month or 2 at a time. Then it usually goes 3 or 4 years before it goes dry again. It's been dry for 2 years now. And the oaks and the pecans up and down that creek are looking horrible. And my theory is that because they had the constant water source, they didn't develop a deep root system. And now they're in bad shape.
I'm sorry.
You said there's a Stone and Soils on 281 too?
Yeah, there's one on 281 just north of Highway 46 on the left-hand side.
Is that the
Way
same
on
one
out.
that's on I-10
Yes,
west
Yes.
and east?
No, not east. That's New Earth. East, that's New Earth.
Okay, that's the one you advertised for. We got the 25% discount
Yeah.
last fall.
Yeah.
Now, are you still endorsing that one?
I don't endorse anybody.
Well,
don't
I mean,
believe it. Yeah.
they-
No,
they-
I had dinner with Clayton Leonard on Tuesday night. Roberta and I and Bruce Dooley formed what they call the Organic Roundtable for the Nurserymen's Association. Yeah, Clayton's doing a wonderful job, but he doesn't sell stone. He makes compost, mulch, and soils. What Stone and Soil Depot sells is what they get from him, but they don't sell rock. His name's Clayton Leonard that owns New Earth. Jeff
Yeah,
Knight is the fellow.
We got 16 cubic yards and we're kind of going organic and it is, I mean, they call us the people with the neon grass. I mean, it is
Neon green
just,
grass.
popping out of the ground.
Isn't it something?
It's fantastic.
Who's your fence person that built your fence that, I mean, is there somebody that you would recommend?
Well, we aerated
Yeah.
it
And
first.
you got the wood from Bergheim?
From Bergman's.
Bergman.
Bergman's Lumber and Burns. Best source of wood, cheapest source of wood. That's where the wood for this building, for the greenhouse, for the fences, for the benches. It'll be built at Jeff's greenhouse in a couple of weeks.
Everything. And
Yeah.
then we had 8 cubic yards
Thank you
of
so
garden
much.
Wonderful
soil that
people
we're
up there.
making this new
Nice
bed and the grass in a
Thank you, William.
Well, thank you guys for coming. I hope it was useful to you.